What's going on, sports fans? It's your boy Josh Williams back again with another episode of the American Fan 365 podcast. And I have a vacant seat here to my right. The front row is actually, the front row got to get out here and get her money, so she's out working. But she will be missed this episode. This is 2 times this week where I haven't had her, so the episode will not have the energy that it usually is accustomed to having. She's my Elaine Bennis. She is 1,000%. I have found my Elaine Bennis, and so I'm sad that I won't have her with me today. But I'm excited to have another episode today. Talk a little bit of sports, talk a little bit of football, and definitely a little bit of NBA and NHL. But it is all about. Let me see. Can you see it? It's all about the card, the Michael Jordan card giveaway today. We are doing a Jordan card giveaway right here. Here it is. This is the one. You guys were able to reach the saddest level, I guess. But this card is worth $1,000, $500 to $1,000, depending on how it goes and how you hold it. So we'll be doing that at the end of the show, as is our custom. But let's go ahead and hop right into it. George, Eric Bieniemy, I put the vibes out. I put the vibes out literally a month ago when I thought this could be a possibility, but it looks like he's coming to the Washington Commanders, Redskins, possibly Red Wolves. We'll see. I can't be more overjoyed. People are saying there's a lateral move for Eric Bieniemy, but for me, it truthfully really is a move to position him to being a head coach. When we had Peyton Barber in here on Monday, we were talking about it, discussed it a little bit, and I think it's the perfect move for him. Sam Howell, Jahan Dotson, Terry McLaurin, Curtis Samuel, we have the pieces to make a run offensively, be a better offensively constructed team, just get a better O-line, and you never know. We'll see. So that's my football minute for the day. But today is about the NBA. NBA All-Star Weekend begins, I guess, tonight. Is it tonight, George?
I could do a quick goog.
I think the
Friday.
rookie game. The rookie game usually is today. The rookie game and
rookie, sophomore, and then what do they do? Or is it the Worlds?
Now I believe it's basically the first 2-year players, and then the players from the U.S. and then the players from the rest of the world. So I do like that they've started to do that because it has it's let us see more of the Euro talent around the league, Euro and African, and just talent from all around the world. That might be languishing on the back of benches that we don't see. Because Bobo in Atlanta, I didn't really know who he was until the rookie game where he had like all these threes. I'm like, who is this? This boy that's out here just going
showing
wild.
Out party.
Yeah,
for a lot of those players.
Yeah,
it's cool. All-Star Weekend's always given that vibe though. Like it's a showing out party for some. I feel like come year 5. Some of these NBA players, I mean, that's like when they're like, okay, we can finally just relax, right? And that's the one thing that I love and enjoy seeing the most is like which player is enjoying themselves like to the max, right?
Yeah.
Like who smoked a couple of blunts before the game, who was out the night before. You're able to see it on the court a little bit.
Yeah, well, look, I'll say this. In terms of the NBA All-Star Weekend, as far as All-Stars go, is probably the only All-Star or Super Bowl where they actually get to enjoy themselves and enjoy the weekend.
Right.
Most of the time, especially Super Bowl, you think any of the players that are in the game, if they're out messing around during Super Bowl week, going to parties and stuff, it might not be the best look. Now, that being said, some players, that's their normal routine. So if this is your normal routine, it's not necessarily always the worst thing to kind of continue your routine. Just don't go overboard. Don't get outside yourself, and then now you've missed your moment.
Yep.
But, look, I'll say this. The dunk contest, so let's start with the dunk contest, George. We've got Kenyon Martin Jr., so shout out to K-Mart, one of my legends. Trey Murphy Jr., so a lot of juniors. Jericho Sims and McClung, kind of the pride of Georgetown. We'll see.
Oh, for sure.
I mean,
McClung has brought more excitement to the Georgetown Hoyas in the last 20 years
Hey, you mind your tongue.
In the
we went
last-
to the Final Four, sir.
When was that? 05?
No, that was 07. You were
Who
close
did you guys
though.
play? George Washington?
No,
Like, that was
shut up. We actually played Greg Oden and Mike Conley. I was at that game. I sat courtside.
Oh.
Yeah.
Subtle flex.
Yeah, well, no, that Jerome sat courtside. I just happened to be working, and I had a brother that was in the building, so I sat with him.
Nice. Nice.
It worked out well for me.
Greg Oden, what a...
Yeah.
Do you see all those videos? They post about him yearly. It's ESPN, you know, after a certain amount of time, like especially in the middle of the week, ESPN will just post shit they've posted 8 times. And there's always that Greg Oden video of like an old lady saying, "You used to play basketball?"
Oh.
And he has like sad look on
Like
his face.
Greg Oden, you know, I'll say this. Listen, you play all your life to get to the NBA. He made his money. You know what I'm saying? He got endorsement deals. It may not have turned out the way he wanted it to and the way many fans wanted it to. And, you know, fans call someone a bust and all that. There's still millions of hours that went into him becoming Greg Oden.
Right.
And to get your money, you may not have reached your ultimate goals, but you reached your goal. You #1 draft pick, like, you know what I'm saying? Like,
Yeah.
you can say whatever you want in terms of someone being a bust, but they still did more than 99.9% of the world.
You know, he kind of missed the boat. You know, his career wouldn't have panned out anyways. Like Dwight Howard was the last center, right? So I think that 5 position died in 2010. Like legitimate, like I'm building my team around a 5.
Yeah. Or could
Yeah.
put build around
Yeah,
5.
but I mean,
yeah.
Greg Oden would have went into the league and it would have fizzled.
My thing is this. Now we've gone too far
In the Greg Oden tree.
Yeah. I'll say this: Shaq in today's game would still dominate.
Correct.
Because when it comes down to it, if you are a dominant force, your dominant force inside out basketball still can work. Your big needs to be a little bit more athletic than he needed to be 20, 30, 40 years ago. But if he's dominant, now who's stopping him? Because there aren't any other centers. So it's like you gonna throw Andre Iguodala at me talking about he's the best defender on your team?
Right.
Well, I'm gonna kill him. So it's like there's still a space for that man to exist. And I hate.
And yes,
the way
we're
that they've
talking
been-
about you, Joel Embiid.
Yeah. I mean, Embiid. You know, there's still a few out there that, you know, the big man doesn't have to be out there pulling threes, but that's not what we were going to talk about. What I wanted to talk about in terms of the dunk contest, though I listed the 1, 2, 3, 4 guys that are participating. First off, that's way too few, especially to be the marquee event, because the dunk contest is the marquee event. But versus the 4 that we wanted. So George, go ahead and pull up the 4. These are the 4 that we actually wanted to see. We wanted to see Zach Lavine, obviously. You know what I mean? Zach Lavine, Aaron Gordon, even withstanding he's not Orlando Magic Aaron Gordon, but he's still high flying. Zion, you know, as much as I want to say put Zion in there, Zion's body's like, no, big fella. Chill out. We do not need to be in any extracurricular activities. We need to save this juice for the playoffs. And of course, Ja Morant. How has Ja Morant not been in the dunk contest yet? How has that not happened? At least Zach Lavine, Aaron Gordon. Aaron Gordon's been in 2. You know what I mean? Zach Lavine gave us, we'll talk about it a little bit later, but they gave us probably the best dunk contest ever in terms of duel back and forth.
Yes.
But then, you know, but Ja Morant, like the NBA, that's such a missed opportunity, not putting him in.
Do you know why? This is the dunk contest also changed because it was a superstar event.
Yes.
And then LeBron and KD didn't do their parts. And I know KD is not a dunker, but can you imagine some of the shit he would have been able to throw down or at least made it
when
look,
he was young?
Yes. But it's that superstar effect now with Ja and Zion where it's like, well, if the people before me didn't do it, I'm going to do it.
Yeah.
You know? And there's no pride behind it either.
Well, you know what? The pride is in losing it. That's the reason why superstars don't do it. But that's sad because, I mean, think about it. Clyde Drexler never won a dunk contest. Clyde was in it like 4 times.
Still cemented his legacy as one of the greatest.
You know what I'm saying? Like you
baby.
still do it. You still do it. You know, and I wish in terms of all the fan voting, I wish we could literally vote for who we wanted to see in the dunk contest as long as they're not hurt.
I would like that.
You know what I mean? They get in. So NBA, do something because, patrolling out here, these young guys that nobody knows their name, cool if they do well. Because listen, I didn't know who Zach Lavine was until Zach Lavine lost his mind in Toronto. But for every Zach Lavine, we have a Trey Murphy Jr. where I don't even know what team he plays for. So, you know what I mean? There's a lot more of those than there have been. They become a star out of it.
Right.
But I want to just quickly go through my favorite dunk contest moments of all time. Now, granted, obviously, Jordan, Dominique Wilkins, I was a baby. I did exist, but I was a baby. So all of my memories of those dunk contests literally are in Jordan, Michael Jordan Playground and Michael Jordan Come Fly With Me, the old videos. That's how I know of those dunk contests, but I did not watch them live. The first ones that I remember, I'm going to start with Dee Brown pumping up his shoes. George is going to start pulling the clips to the side, but
here we are.
Dee Brown, we're going to go ahead and run the clip. Pumping up the shoes. Remember, Dee Brown is a point guard. Dee Brown's only like 6'1". So these dunks, even for his time, Jesus. He was above the rim. You know what I mean? That dunk didn't age well. That still look a little suspect. But like some of these dunks, I mean, listen, man, that's still up there. And then, but the biggest thing from this was the pumping of the shoes. This is, of course, the no-look dunk that everyone was practicing when I was a kid. We all tried that dunk at least a million times. So that's my first remembrance from just dunk contest from All-Star Weekend. Up second, the birth of baby Jordan, Harold Miner. Now, for me, this was my Michael Jordan moment in terms of, because he did a lot of Jordan-esque dunks.
Oh, my God.
The reverse, you know what I mean, getting up there. But, let's go ahead and get up. Head at the rim. Harold Miner, again, like 6'4". Harold Miner, actually, I believe, lives in Vegas. I need to reach out to Harold. Keep forgetting to do that. But, I mean, listen. For the time, this is 1994. This was All-Star Weekend 94. This was in Salt Lake City. So, shout out to Salt Lake City. This was, I can't remember if this was the last time it was in Salt Lake City before this year. But Harold Miner, baby Jordan, windmills, doing it. 360 windmill. This was one of the first times this dunk was ever done in a dunk contest that looked like that. But he was the man. All right. Third on the list. Of course, this isn't in any order. I just want to put that out there too. Third on the list, 2000, Golden State, San Francisco, well, Oakland, technically. Vince Carter. I'll just let the footage speak for itself. Starting off with the reverse 360 windmill. Never had seen this dunk done before. And I mean, as Kenny Smith said, he sucked the air out of the building. Everyone lost it. Completely lost it. But then this dunk, first time we ever saw East Bay done off of a bounce, off of an alley-oop. We had never seen it done before. So Vince Carter, the reason everyone holds him at such a high esteem is because he did so many dunks that were never seen before. Never, ever seen. You know what I mean? The honey dip, we had never seen this. We were completely like you hear the crowd. The crowd didn't even cheer because we didn't know what we looked at. But hanging from your elbow, insanity. Vinsanity, thank you. Now, the fourth one, George, you can actually, you know what? No, you could do it the way you were doing it. But this one, I remember because I was there. So I'm going to go ahead and roll my own footage.
Oh, wait. That was a Facebook link?
Yes, it was.
Bro, tell me why that Facebook link is...
What's going on?
This video isn't available anymore.
No, what do you mean?
Video link may have been broken or removed, Josh.
No, come on now.
Are you talking about the video you posted?
Come on, man. I posted the video. I didn't delete it. I sent it to you.
I know. I'm going to click the link again.
Click it again.
We're going to see.
I had to scroll deep.
Oh, okay. I at least know which... No.
It's not working.
Link don't work.
Oh, come on, man. I was set up for...
But is it the Kia?
No. It's actually... So it's Blake Griffin. So now I got to explain. Dang, it was actually set. It was set up beautifully because it like because it's actually me. It's me videoing it. I sat courtside. This is one of the few times All-Star Weekend that I sat courtside with my brother. This was Blake Griffin's rookie year where everyone was so excited to see. Well, excuse me, his second year, because remember his rookie year, he sat out and won the Rookie of the Year over John Wall. I'm still salty about that. He was a second-year player. That still didn't make sense to me. But anyway, Blake Griffin, when he did that first dunk where he jumped from the dotted line and did a reverse 360 two-handed windmill. So what we saw with Vince Carter, where he did a reverse 360, he did a two-hand windmill, and literally everyone lost their mind because we were all so excited to see Blake Griffin, but we didn't know what he was going to do. And he did a dunk that no one had seen before, ever. Like Vince Carter, like I said, in 2000 did the first reverse 360 windmill dunk. He did it one better and did a two-hand windmill. Now, granted, he didn't finish his first two attempts. The second one, he kind of just cocked it to the side, so it wasn't as nice. But if he would have landed that first one, that would have been an all-time, same as Vince, that would have been an all-time dunk because I still, to this day, have never seen anybody attempt that dunk.
I agree with you. That was my, dunk contest kind of highlight reel.
Yeah.
I mean, I was jumping over shit. But that one that you're talking about specifically, because it's, to me, especially in earlier rounds, if you want to win the dunk contest, you got to throw them down with two.
Yeah.
Because there's something about that extra power in the way the rim snaps. I think it's worth 3 or 4 points. You know, it could sway you to that next round.
Yeah.
So when he started with it, it's one of those dunks that you see early on where you're like, how do you top this?
Yeah.
You think some people blow their load in the first round. I think this is one of my dunk contest possible additions. I think if you're going to have rounds, I think you should have 45 seconds to do as many cool dunks as you can.
See, I did not like when the NBA went to that format. So that format, it's cool, but I feel like the dunks don't get their due. I'm throwing so many great dunks together, and because I'll put it to you like this. Do you remember that John Wall won a dunk contest?
I do not.
Exactly. Because that was a year where they had teams and they were doing weird stuff. And it's I can't even remember one John Wall dunk. Not one. True. Do you understand what I'm saying? Yeah. So it's when you do that, the dunks don't really get to live a life. They basically, you know what I'm saying? It really it was dope, but shoot, I don't remember what he did.
For sure.
You know
For sure. I mean? I think no shows until the last round. That's a rule. You can't put on a spectacle round one. You know what I mean? Where they're bringing out marching bands.
I see what you. No. No props.
Yes.
No props.
No props till final round.
No props round one. Okay, that's fair. That's a good rule. That's a good rule. I do think if you're a good dunker though, especially if you're more of an unknown or you're the favorite, you do got to come with the thunder the first one. The first dunk needs to not only get the crowd on your side, but just get the nation on your side. And I can't wait to see what he does next. Because you can kind of coast in the middle and then kind of get back to business in the final.
True.
But if you come out and you stamp it with a 50 off rip, whoo. All right. Up number 5, Dwight Howard. We've got to talk about his dunk appearance. Oh, this is still one of my favorites of all time. The Superman dunk in New Orleans. My brother, you can't actually see Jerome, but in the NBA commercial afterwards, Jerome actually chest bumps with him. They jump and chest bump, and Dwight's cape is flowing. It's actually dope. I need to find it. But he was telling me in the arena, it looked like Dwight was flying. With the cape, on TV, because when they did it on TV, some of the angles don't really do it justice. But he was Dwight's head was completely above the rim. And okay, this angle is pretty good. But in the arena, it really physically, especially, they got the Superman music playing. You feel as if Dwight was really flying. And so this moment, especially for Dwight Howard was the first big man to ever win the dunk contest. So for him to kind of put big men on the map, he had so many really creative dunks too. You know what I mean? But that's not all for me with Dwight Howard. Dwight Howard, to have 15 years spanning when you actually were in the dunk contest, I think that's probably the biggest feat of all. You know what I mean? When he after Kobe passed and he paid tribute to Kobe, did another Superman dunk with a Kobe basketball. Like, that kind of stuff was dope. He had some really dope stuff, and like,
He lived,
34, 35 years old, still getting above the rim as a big fella. That's respect.
Them knees, baby.
Respect.
Them knees.
Number 6, Nate Robinson with the Crypto Nate dunk. Green ball. Nate had a specially made Spalding green basketball. He had the Crypto Nate foam posits that went crazy online afterwards. He really, really thought this dunk out, and this is honestly one of my favorite dunks of all time. Nate Robinson is 5'7", and he jumped over a man that's 6'10". On this stage, and then with all the pageantry that we spoke about prior, and then gave him the dance too. Like, yeah. This is also where I realized that LeBron is a punk, because this was remember where LeBron was putting his name in. He was preliminarily putting his name in the next year's dunk contest because he saw how much love Nate Robinson was getting, how much love Dwight Howard was getting, both online, everywhere, and he decided to try to upstage them and take some of their thunder away and then not be in the dunk contest. So for all the LeBron lovers, these are the reasons we say what we say. Yeah, I'm going to just let you hold
with
that.
the authority that we say them.
That's right.
Okay? Look at this man.
That's right.
He wants to be as cool as Nate Robinson.
That's hate in his blood. Hate in his blood.
Can't believe it. By the way, I meant to say this about that Phoenix All-Star game.
Yeah.
I don't know where the ranks in like top All-Star games of all time. The starting lineups on both of those teams, I think that was the year after Vegas.
Yes.
So, 2008?
Yes, that was
I'll tell you right now.
No, 2000. I think that was 9 because 2008 was New Orleans. 2008 was Dwight.
Yeah. So I mean, this one I just remember Shaq doing the Jabberwockies when he got in.
Yes.
It's always amazing.
That was a good All-Star weekend. That was definitely a good All-Star weekend. All right, let's see. Up next, this is the big one, and this is where we're gonna finish it. Zach LaVine versus Aaron Gordon in Toronto. I believe this was 2018. It was either 2018 or 2016. I can't remember. But this is, if it's Jordan, Dominique, those are the two best duels of all time in terms of two players going back and forth. I mean, these players weren't missing dunks. Behind the back.
That's ridiculous.
Reverse.
That is ridiculous.
Like, the filth that we can discuss on that dunk alone is just ridiculous. But this right here, between the legs, and remember, the mascot is like 6'5" with all that, stuff on his head and everything. And then he's on top of a hoverboard too, catching oops from the free throw line. Like, from the free throw line. That's foot on the line. This one is still probably one of my favorite dunks of all time. Pretty Boy 360 timing off of a hoverboard spinning mascot is disgusting. Literally disgusting.
I love that it's called the Pretty Boy.
Yeah, it's Pretty Boy. Oh. Pretty Boy 360. That's nasty. But then he was like, oh, okay, I got that one too. Oh! I don't need no mascot. I'm my own mascot. This one too, between both legs, over the mascot. I just want to give a shout out to the mascot of the Magic because he literally gave. Yeah, look at this.
Are you fucking kidding me, Josh?
Seriously,
Josh,
bro, he's legitimately 6'9" in the air right now, both feet up. Yeah. That's stupid. That's
he could literally, like, imagine if he had to hold the poop, he could shit on somebody, like literally.
Facts, 1,000%, 1,000%. Oh my goodness, crazy. Yeah, that's one of my favorites too. Okay, let's see what we got next. After this one, okay, this is another free throw line windmill. Now, I have to preface that dunk with James White is from my neighborhood. So James originated all the theatrics from the free throw line. And yeah, this is sick too. But yeah, I mean, I've seen it. And then I've seen it better quietly. I'll just say, he just never did it in an NBA dunk contest like that. But they were completely going at it, bro. Like, these are all just 50s. Like, everything was a 50. 50, there's another 50. Now, this is where the dunk contest got robbed. That's a 50. They gave him a 49. He went completely behind, back scratcher, then came completely between his legs to a reverse. But you can't say anything about a man doing between the legs he's made from the free throw line either.
No.
First time ever seen on a national stage like this. Again, James White did it first. But yeah, best dunk contest of all time was the one in Toronto. They put on an absolute show in a cold city. So shout out to all my friends in the North. Shout out to my friends in Toronto. Honorable mention, my actual original dunk contest memory was 1989 with Kenny Skywalker winning. That was when I first was like, oh, what's the dunk contest? This is really cool. That's when I actually first started remembering it. That was a year after Jordan and Dominique had their duel. But that's that. So, all right, let's move on to the three-point contest. And back to what we were talking about a little bit before, George, as far as the three-point contest is what the NBA dunk contest used to be. Mm-hmm. The stars always show up. There's always at least 2 or 3 stars in it. They have a long list of shooters. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
But I'll go through the list quickly, and I'll give my favorite to win, because the dunk contest, I have no idea. We'll see. But the three-point contest, I actually can give one. So up first, Tyrese Haliburton from the Pacers, Tyler Herro, Buddy Heild, Kevin Huerter from the Kings. I believe he's still in the Kings. I don't know. We'll see.
Yeah, he is.
He's still in the Kings?
Yeah.
I just halfway watch NBA now.
The Kings are actually worth a shit now.
Yeah, I'm pulling for these Kings. I really am. They have a brand new palace to play in. Like, they're not in the old Arco anymore. Like, come on, give them something to cheer about.
Right.
Damian Lillard, as we said, that's a star. Damian, I think he's won this contest before, once, I believe. But that's another star. Lauri Markkanen from the Jazz. So shout out to the big fellas. Julius Randle from the Knicks. I don't know if that's that. There's always that one where you're like, Julius Randle. All right. And then Jayson Tatum. So we've got some streak shooters, and then we also have some just knockdown shooters. Now, Damian Lillard, if we back the basketballs up another 8 feet, I think he wins.
Correct.
Going away. Just knockdown, I don't know. He'd have to heat up. I'd have to see him get hot. I think it's probably going to come down to Buddy Heild or Kevin Huerter.
Ooh.
That's who I think is going to win. One of those two.
I think this is a Jayson Tatum, hey, all right, like a Larry Bird. And that's like the thing, right?
Yeah.
I pray to God he keeps his warm-ups on. He either needs to keep his warm-ups on or he needs to go in the locker room and say, all right, who's getting second today? If he does one of those two things, iconic Celtics legend, I would love it.
Okay. He is, not the shooter that Larry Bird was even on his best day.
Okay. I agree with that.
Okay. And I know the internet trolls are going to come for me for that. And then B, he doesn't have that level of moxie ever in his life. No. Larry Bird was the coldest white boy to ever play the sport of basketball. Like bar none, that's the end of scene. That's the end of the book. Like, there's no one else as cold as Larry Bird.
You know what he'll do instead? He'll send Deuce. He'll say, hey, Deuce, come here. Go tell those guys, like, who's getting second.
Now
he'll do that.
That I can actually see him doing. He'll have his infantile son do his bidding. All right, so now let's briefly talk about my problems with the current format for the NBA All-Star Weekend. I despise the we get to pick our own teams. I hate it. I can't tell you how much I don't like it, because truthfully, it already shows how much the NBA is buddy and everybody want to be butt buddies, and I'm gonna pick my friends, and I can't pick him because he ain't, we don't really like each other. Like, screw all that, man. Like, just go hoop. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's cool, I guess, for fans, but at the same time, like, I would love to see, I'm from the East Coast, so I always cheered for my coast. Like, if Steph Curry's probably my favorite player in the league now, Steph, John Morant, one of those guys. So if Steph Curry picks a team and say he picks LeBron, like, I'm half cheering for Steph now. Like, I'm not, like, you know what I mean? Like, you got some players I don't like, some players.
Dude, I was conflicted. I lived on the West Coast my whole life. I loved the Celtics. Like, you know what I mean? I'm like, but it was cool for me. I'm not going to lie. When I was younger, I was like, it's the one day a year that I'm the biggest fucking Kobe Bryant fan you've ever seen in your life.
Okay, all right.
So, like, it was a fun little, trade-off. But
sure,
people aren't conflicted today. They just like everybody.
I love everyone. We love everybody. ELE. Everybody love everybody, like semi-pros.
Yeah, literally.
That's how we're doing it now. So let us know in the comments below if you actually like the new format. Maybe I'm just an old cranky man. It is what it is. It kind of comes with the territory at this point. Okay, George, you can go ahead and cue up the next one. This is my favorite All-Star Game moment of all time. Magic Johnson in 1992. This is when Magic just had been diagnosed with AIDS. He had retired before the season, but was still in the All-Star Game ballot. So the fans voted him in, and then Magic gave us the game of a lifetime. He got MVP, and then, locked down Isaiah at the end of the game, locked down Michael at the end of the game, and then hit the ceiling three. Magic was never known as a shooter, but hit 3 threes in a row. You know what I mean? It was the stuff of legends. It was really, really cool, and to this day it's still one of my favorite All-Star Game moments. But again, this is East versus West. You know what I mean? East Coast, show me your best. West Coast, show me your best. But here's the iconic shot. Hits it, all net. You know what I mean? Still one of my favorite moments of all time. Absolutely love it. All right, we're getting down to the nitty-gritty here. Moving on to the NHL, my Capitals are taking on the Carolina Hurricanes in the Stadium Series. It's going to be in Raleigh, North Carolina. I absolutely love these games. But, I wonder if people still like them. The NHL went to this, I want to say probably about a good 10 years ago now. And they continue to do it. They keep making more and more games. This is, shout out to the NHL. This is what it's going to look like tomorrow. So, I don't know if I would do this on NBA All-Star Weekend NHL. That's not always the smartest of moves.
Yeah,
maybe pick a different weekend. Just saying. But it is cool. I love it best whenever they put it in cold climates, because the years that they've put it in Buffalo or Michigan and it snows during the game,
that's sick.
That's dope. That's so cool. Or like, I want to say they've done it in Canada before, which is like stupid cold. Like, that's a different level of cold to do it outside. But I do really enjoy them. It's a different kind of game. You know what I mean? It's kind of like not a Super Bowl atmosphere, but it's a bigger atmosphere than just your run of the mill Saturday game.
Yeah, I'd be excited because every NHL game I've gone to has been so loud. I would be excited to see how the crowd translates to an open arena, because I always compare everything to the Rose Bowl. I've gone to a lot of Rose Bowls, probably like 10 in my life, and that's the loudest I've ever been in a stadium. It would be nice to see if a team had an option, especially when it comes down to like playoff hockey.
Sure.
Like if it was like something that you can work out with a city where, hey, we're doing Game 7 at Fenway or some shit. I don't know if you're the Bruins or something. Yeah. And just see, if that adds an extra little flair.
Hey, listen, you never know. To talk about the level of volume, when they did it in Michigan and it was at the Big House in Ann Arbor, 100,000 people. So
that's nuts.
You know what I mean? Like
Yeah.
you know if the Red Wings are doing anything positive, that place is gonna go bananas.
Right.
So that's my take on it.
Sick.
I love
Bad
it. I
weekend.
enjoy it. Yeah, it is a bad weekend. That was poor playing in the NHL. Up next, we got golf to talk about. Tiger Woods is back at the Genesis Open. I watched a little bit of it this morning. He's been playing a little bit up and down, but still, middle of the pack. I wanted him to kind of, if he could have duplicated his efforts they had yesterday. Yesterday, he finished with 3 straight birdies to kind of get hot and put himself in position. If he can finish and have, go maybe 1 or 2 under on his day, he'll position himself to do something. But the funniest thing that happened yesterday was the picture that George is about to put up. Tiger Woods, after outdriving Justin Thomas, handed him some tampons. Why tampons, you ask? Because Justin Thomas is like 32. Tiger is 47 now, and you just got outdriven by a man with a fused back, 1 good leg, a half a knee at this point.
Dude, he's bionic, man, though. Tiger is on the best peptides and recovery drugs on the planet.
No, remember, he can't because he got hooked to him, remember?
That's pain pills. So,
Okay.
Yeah, no pain pills. But you don't need pain pills when you go down to Colombia and they fucking shoot you with, like, human growth hormone. He is a robot, bro.
Don't you be putting my man Tiger in that. Tiger can do whatever he wants.
Oh, absolutely.
I love Tiger.
It's like the Peyton Manning late in his career. That's
Yeah.
the same vibes I'm getting. Where he's whatever it takes.
I have to at some point, and I pray to build this channel to the point where I can go cover the Masters or go cover the U.S. Open. That's the kind of stuff that I want to build towards because I would love to see Tiger before he shuts it down. And then this year I've got to get to the French Open. So that's just a little bit of what I want to do before
where the channel's headed.
grow.
Where the channel's headed.
As we grow. So, all right. We've reached our point in the program where we are actually going to do this card. So I'm going to go ahead and build the drama a little bit. I should have given George the Bulls warm-up music, pregame music to just bring us in.
I got you.
Oh, you got Alan Parsons Project back there?
It's my favorite song ever.
All right. Just kind of have it as a low hum in the background. Don't overpower us. I get goosebumps anytime I hear it, so you can't go too loud with it.
Gotcha.
But I just want to first shout out to everyone that's been following, been tagging friends and everything over the past month since we did the OBJ rookie card. I definitely, like I said back when we did that, I wanted to kick it up a notch. Have been really collecting a lot of cards and amassed a lot of cards over the last 8 months. And I want to keep bringing our fans in on that. I don't know what I'm going to do next. I might do something maybe for baseball season or towards the end of hockey season or something. I don't know. But excited to see what we can do. So I'll show you what you guys could have had, and then we'll actually talk about what we're actually giving away today. So we're not going to do this card, which was, I'll go ahead and hold it right here so George can see it. We're not going to do this card, which was the card just to get us started. We had kind of already hit this level by the time I had put what Alan Parsons is. This isn't us.
Too low.
That's not it.
No,
either.
bro.
It's Sirius. Sirius is the name of the song, in case you need to find it. But
go ahead. From the top. Start with a card. I fucked that all up.
You're good. We'll reset it. But this was the first card. This is a Jordan Olympic rookie card. Probably worth about street value, about $100 to $300. Cards are a little bit low right now, but that was the level that we started at. Now, this card, which is ungraded, actually is worth probably street value, if graded high enough, at around $3,000 to $5,000. So that's this card that we were going with. Now, if you guys would have went nuts and, we would have been monetized by now. See, you guys had the power to get this card that I'm about to pull out.
You did.
You had the power. So I'm blaming each of you for that, but I still appreciate each of you. But if we would have gotten to 1,000 subscribers, this would have been the card I was willing to give away. And this card is also ungraded, but You know what I mean? Like, you never know with grading. But I can tell you that it's at least an 8. And this card as an 8 is worth about $4 to $5 grand. If this card runs up to a 10, where there's only a few of those, but if it ran all the way up to a 10, this card is a $40,000 card. So,
God damn.
I was willing to let that ride just because I would have been making money. So I would have went and got me another card. It would have been no problem.
That's the way this has got to work.
But this was the card that I was willing to let ride. So I'll put that back off to the side, and she will get graded soon. I will grade that myself. But this is where we're at. So you can see the cards behind me. These also were some cards that were up there, up for discussion too. But this is the card that we're going to give away to one of you guys today. It is worth street value between $2 and $3 grand, depending on where you take it and also how the card market is looking at that point. So George, without further ado, you can go ahead and pull up our good wheel. Now, I'll go ahead before George clicks. You see there's only a few names on this board. This is out of 400 participants. We've already done about 5 rounds of this, and these are the guys that made it and gals that made it to the end of the line. So, George, go ahead and click us away. Oh my God.
Ronnie!
Shout out to my man Ronnie Saladega from New York, taking home the Jordan rookie card. That's my guy, Ronnie, man. Ronnie's been an avid supporter of mine and the channel for years. He's my friend. He's one of my friends all the way back from Maryland, and super excited for him. So shout out to my man, Ronnie, and thank you to each and every one of you guys for continuing to push and continue to watch our stuff and liking and sharing all the content. Keep liking, sharing, and just all your ideas. You guys send me so many different DMs and I post them and different things. I really appreciate all of you. And I can't keep building this without each of you guys. And I know Ro feels the same way. George, from me, from George, from my Elaine Bennis, the front row, Rosine. I just want to thank you guys, and thank you again for watching. See you guys next time.